Welcome back to Heart of Fire. I took a short break, but now I plan to pick it up again. We can see if how easy that is. The last part where we were was the assassin ant, and it has venom. So we're going to write, if I didn't have it yet, oh yeah, that was Conga. Let's stick it here. Okay, the assassin ants. Speed 3, brawn 2, armor no magic, armor is 2, health is 35. And we are speed 1, brawn 4, magic 5, armor 3, 1, 4, 5, 3. We have 30 health still. So let's roll. So as you can see, the assassin ant is faster than we are. Let's 2d6 for the enemy, 3, and 2d6 for me, 5. So we're at the same. Nothing happens because there are no ongoing effects. Then it's the round 2 enemy, 4, and I am at 8. So I win the initiative. Then I do damage, 1d6, 4 plus 5 is 7, minus 2 is 5, 30. Next round, 6 and 3. Assassin hits for 3. Plus his brawn is 2, minus my armor is 3, so I take damage. So 8, and I also take venom damage. Can I do something against the venom? No, I have heal. I could reroll my speed dice for sure-footed. And I have a passive bleed, so the enemy is also suffering damage. So the result after end of round is 29 and 24. 6 versus 10. I win the initiative. So I go down 2. The damage I do is 6 plus 5 is 11. Minus 2 is 9. Plus 2. Plus 1 for the bleed. So 6 plus 5, 11, 9, 10. So 19. Next round. 6 versus 5. I'm going to use my sure-footed to reroll my speed dice. So 6 sure-footed. 4. Okay, that's even worse. Assassin Ant wins the initiative and deals 6 damage. Plus 2 is 8. Minus 3 is 5. I lose 5 plus the 2 of the venom is 7, making 15. And the assassin loses 1 for the bleed. So it's 18-15 now. New rounds. 4 and 7. I win the initiative. I do damage. 1. Oh my god. Cancel damage token. Oh, I could have used prophecy to cancel the first damage taken. Okay. When you lose initiative, avoid damage once per combat. Okay. I use vanish. No, well, not yet. I have also thorns, so plus 1 damage for every round. So that's 1. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he is at 13 because I have thorns. So as you can see, it's more intricate than in the beginning. So I won the initiative. Can I reroll my initiative? Yes, I can use charm. Charm is reroll any 1 die once per combat. So I also spend a charm next to Surefoot. Reroll this. 5. Okay, excellent. Plus 5 for my magic is 10. Minus 2 of his defense is 8. So he loses 8 plus 1 for 1 for bleed is 9, plus 1 for thorns. No, once. Yeah, I do 1 damage extra. What was it? 8. So I do 10 damage. Make the ant, assassin ant is now at 3. next round. Oh wait, I also lose at the end of the round 2 for the venom, and another 2 for the venom. So it's 3 versus 11. 9 versus 3. Assassin and wins initiative. He does 5 damage. Plus his 2 brawn is 7. Minus my 3 is 4. 4 damage. Plus the 2 for the venom is minus 6. So I'm at 5 health. And he's at 2 health because of the bleed. New rounds. 12 for the assassin. And 8 for me. I'm going to spend Vanish. When you lose the initiative, avoid damage once per combat. So I don't even roll for his damage, but I lose 2 points because of I'm poisoned. New rounds. Wait, he is still bleeding. So 8 versus me, 10. That's a standoff. I lose 1 point. I lose 2 points because of the venom, and he loses 1 point due to bleed. So he bled to death. That's interesting. It's an interesting battle because you have to take into account the things that you have, the modifiers that you can apply, and the passive effects that you have. I also forgot thorns again, I guess. I also, I think, did it wrong for the thorns because it says +1 damage every round ignoring armor. I would thematically think that thorns is like when you take damage, the enemy takes damage because he is first encountering your thorns. But literal text is thorns PA, you automatically inflict 1 damage to all of your opponents at the end of every combat round. This ability ignores armor. So I did it as the text described. We can finally proceed now. If you manage to defeat this elusive predator, turn to 198. Okay. Oh, and also at the end of every combat, you just restart with the full health. It's also, well, it's the time suppression of waiting until your health bar has filled up again. You match your enemy's speed, expertly dodging the bug's attacks and responding with your own. For the onlookers, the battle must be a frenzied blur, but for you, it is a dance. Your heightened awareness alerting you to each of the creature's attacks a moment before they happen. At last, you sever the ant's head, sending it spinning away in a spray of slimy ichor. The rest of the body shakes and convulses, then topples over, leaving its spindly legs to twitch feebly in the air. You may now take one of the following items: Assassin's Veil, Green Blaze, or Mighty Claw. So, if you remember, we had this item sheet. So I'm going to do Assassin's Veil. And it was number 198. Section. Section is the first column. Q item and team. I'm not really sure what I meant by that. I'll show you. Section Q item and team. I think if this was something that you can achieve only when you're playing a team of 2+ characters. Q item. I've forgotten what I was thinking. Okay, Green Blaze. Green Blaze. Yep, Green Blaze. It's a chest item. 198. And Mighty Claw. Mighty Claw. 198. So this is some kind of nice discovery thing. Now what do we want? As we saw previously, we had a saddle blanket cloak, which just +1 armor. That should be better. Okay, I see I cheated a little bit because I had here the Assassin's Veil already. So I'm going to skip the choice things, because you can take one of the following items, and I chose Assassin's Veil. And then you also used the Vanish, so it's a little bit of a cheat. You can't really go back in time in such an adventure. Anyway, so assuming that you take the Assassin's Veil, you get +1 magic, but also you get the ability Vanish. Vanish is, for the record, here. It's a combat skill, C dodge. Use Vanish to turn invisible for several seconds, avoiding your opponent's damage for 1 round. You can only use Vanish once per combat. So, I used Vanish, I think. How did you do that? Asks Searle, his eyes wide with amazement. I've not seen anyone move like that. You shrug your shoulders, unsure how to respond. Since your body was introduced to the Elysium in the Inquisitor's dungeons, that is a reference to the introduction that I skipped, your powers appear to have taken on a new form. Your gift of prophecy becomes something more immediate and instinctive. I don't care what tricks you've got hiding up your sleeves, growls the captain. We work as a team, and this team is moving. Now! Out of the original party, only yourself, Searle, and Vaz remain. Thankfully, you reach the other side of the cave with no further encounters. In the facing wall, a jagged hole leads through into another rough-hewn tunnel. Turn to 164. The tunnel is littered with bones and rusted weapons. A quick examination reveals that they were once goblins. If you wish, you may now help yourself to any or all of the following items: goblin bones, bug splatter and pot of speed to use backpack. That's of course super useful. Let's see what we have in the backpack. We have ashes, holy water, healing, magic, goblin bones. Okay, so I took the goblin bones then. And a pot of speed. I could also use the borehole charge. For the holy water, yeah, I don't know. Any or all. I can use for the left hand instead of Sword of the Dale, which gives me +1 brawn, +1 magic. I can change that to +1 speed and +1 brawn, so the magic becomes speed. But for now I have my points in magic, so I'm not going to exchange this to drop the Sword of the Dale for the bug splatter. So I think I'm fine for now. But the pot of speed is very useful. So this is for the goblin bones. The magic +2 makes no sense here. But I'm very tempted to exchange the healing for a pot of speed. But you're still not sure. I guess I just count on being lucky. Holy water is useful against undead. I haven't seen any undead yet. Well, I have, but I'm not going to tell you. So okay, let's leave that for now, and we only take the goblin bones. After another 100 meters, the passageway descends steeply, opening out into a wide chamber. Here the glowing fungi are joined by green glowing crystals, sparkling from the rock face. Their light gives the cavern a sinister, eerie feel as you silently advance, eyeing the shadows for any sign of attack. The skittering patter of your feet is your first warning that you are not alone. Then a large rock smashes into the ground ahead of you, throwing up a thick cloud of dust. "We're under attack!" shouts the captain. "Form up! Form up!" Searle and Vals rush to his side, the latter pulling a pair of pistols from her belt. The skittering sound gets louder and louder, echoing in the vast chamber. Then you see them, a glittering swarm of black beetles moving swiftly across the ground, their abdomens glowing with a blood-red light. "What are they?" cries Searle. Another boulder explodes nearby, raining shards of sharp stone across the cave. The captain staggers, holding a hand to his side. "Above us," he growls. "They've got artillery." You look up to see one of the giant ant-men perched on a rock shelf. It is lifting up slabs of heavy granite and tossing them into the chamber. "Someone get that thing!" snarls the captain, turning to face the oncoming swarm of beetles. "Searle, cover my back!" Vas levels her pistols at the rock-flinging ant. "I could do with some help here," she calls. "Will you climb onto the ledge and attack the ants, or help the captain to fight the beetles?" I'm going to check to 90 what I did here. What would you do? 290. Okay. I chose to climb onto the ledge and attack the ants. to 19. Yeah. While Vaz blasts away at the flying boulders, you quickly clamber up the rock face. You barely have time to pull yourself onto the ledge before the ant menaces upon you. A huge boulder raised above its head. It is time to fight. We're going to fight a bombardier ant. Speed 3, Brawn 2, Armor 2, Health 40. And his special ability is Bullet Storm. If the ant wins a combat round, roll a die. On a roll of 4 or more, Vas has hit the boulder that the ant was holding, shattering it to pieces. This means it does not roll for attack, for damage, and the combat round automatically ends. A roll of 3 or less, and the ant rolls for damage as normal. If you manage to defeat the bombardier ant, turn to 273. Okay. So we're going to erase the previous. Sorry about this. It's all part of the atmosphere. If you play for several hours, then you need to vacuum the room. Okay. So we were where? 1, 4, 5, 3. Let's make pen. Enemy hero 1, 4, 5, 3, 30. 3, 2, 2, 40. Now remember that we have as passive a modifier sure-footed for once, heal plus 4 health any ally, charm also once per combat. We have as passive thorns. We have thorns because of, I don't remember. Maybe we don't have thorns anymore. No, because of the pins and needles. 381. So it's a very thorny ring. We have bleed. The enemy suffers +1 damage per round if health was damaged. Okay. But for the previous encounter, my health was damaged. We have prophecy, and we have safe path for +2 once per combat. This bombardier ant does not cause any passive abilities, it's just rolling. So let's rock. Okay. 2d6. I'm not going to cheat here. 9 for the enemy. And 2 for me. I don't even need to calculate that. If the ant wins a combat round, I think what that means if the ant wins initiative. So roll a die, a die, and on a roll of 4 or more,